Welcome to my world, the world of a medical laboratory scientist. Health is wealth, knowledge is power. The topic is itchy beards and the solution. Itching generally is a function of the peripheral nerves and the brain, where the receptors on the skin, once there is a chemical, they are very sensitive to any bite, chemicals or infection or whatever, that the message is now sent to the brain that will now cause the person to itch. So the itching bears is not different. There are so many things that could affect that area and send messages to the brain that will now cause one itching. It could be bacterial infection, fungal infection, viruses, or even when you talk of just the dry skin or chemicals, the shampoo you use. But regardless of all these itching problem, there is that need to find solution to stop it. That is, when you now itch, what do you do? It is part of what I am trying to expose in this video. The knowledge of what really causes that itching. If it's a fungal infection, it has to do with the follicle. And so it is called folliculitis, which means that the inflammation of the follicle of the hair, and other things will be exposed so that we can have the basic knowledge of the cause and be able to really advise. You can even advise people on what to do if they are itching. The knowledge is not wasted. And like I've always said, press the like button, subscribe, and more knowledge will come your way. The beards is not different from the scalp. So where you have fungal infection of the bear area, it is called tinea barbae, whereas the one that affects the ear is called tinea capitis. They are all ringworms generally when it is a fungal infection. So let's move on into the slide section and understand more. The outline: objective, introduction, folliculitis, laboratory diagnosis, and finally the solution. The objective: to expose the various causes of itchy beard, the medical laboratory diagnosis, and the possible solution to ameliorate the itching. The introduction: itchy beards are very common with men who are not hygienic and are bearded. The most common causes of intense beard itch, apart from being unhygienic, include dry skin from lack of moisture, ingrown hair, beard drums from dead skin cells build up, allergic to products like the shampoo, poor hygiene, and infections like folliculitis. Children don't grow beards, but they too suffer more from tinea capitis, the ringworm of the scalp and ear, which affect the scalp and ear. Our emphasis in this video, however, shall be on folliculitis so that we could understand the intricacies involved in this microorganism infection. Folliculitis. Folliculitis has to do with the inflammation of the follicles. You can see the follicle is not the hair strand, but the pocket, that surrounding of the hair strand is the follicle. Now compare this picture. You will see the yellow area up there, that is superficial folliculitis, which shows that the pus is building around the upper part of the follicle, and that is where you call it superficial folliculitis. The next is the deep folliculitis, which surrounds all the follicle. You can see even the sebaceous gland is not left untouched. Now, this is bacterial folliculitis. You can see the pus. This is very demonstrative of pathogenic organisms like staph aureus. Now, let's look at the fungal type. It's always scaly. You can see that it's spread like ringworm. on the beards of the all the picture. When you look around, you see it spread scaly. Yes, viral folliculitis appear like cold sore. I'm sure you know the one you see on the lips. You can see it's so reddish and widespread. This is epic simplex type. Yeah, the razor bump type is not infectious, but it has to do with uh, the hair follicle now going back in, thereby irritating the skin and bringing out pus. So it could also be a source of infection too. So you can see it's reddish, it's bumps that you see. But usually when you use this razor blade to shave, it's always having a situation where the hair shaft penetrates, like pierce the skin again and create that reaction. Yes, the body reacts to dry skin too, and there could be cracks, and that's why you can see the person scratching, and you can see how inflamed the skin is. Or not infection, but it could be open to infection, maybe more scratching, and that's where it's necessary to treat effectively. Now to laboratory diagnosis. Bacterial folliculitis could be caused by Staph aureus, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, and it's just a matter of culturing the scraping or using the swab to collect, and then they're culturing and by finding the organisms, and they're doing the antimicrobial. The gram staining of these organisms could also be done. Gram positive cocci in clusters are Staph aureus, while Pseudomonas are gram negative rods. Yeah, where it is a fungal infection, the skin scraping, the you staining with Indian ink would bring out all the shape of these dermatophytes. You see their hyphae, septate, and you also see their micro conidia. It's as shown up there. You find the trichophyton, the microsporum, the epidermophyton, and the one that usually cause this tinea baby are the tinea mentagophyte and the tinea varicosum. The viruses also appear as giants. You see those giant stain, the blue stain, methylene blue staining. The giant cell is the nucleus, because herpes simplex is a DNA virus reside, and you see the giant multinucleated cells, very typical. You culture them in tissue culture. Serology could also be done, and the molecular study could also be done using the PCR to identify, and you come out to really know that this is herpes simplex by the appearance of the giant cells. So it's so easy to really do it in the lab and identify the causative agent. Now, finally, the solution. Managing the itch involves improving beard care with regular washing, moisturizing with beard oil, and brushing regularly to soften hair and remove debris, and exfoliate weekly to prevent ingrown hair that could cause things like those bumps that we experience with razor bumps. Staying hydrated and trimming the beards can also help prevent itchiness. To treat folliculitis, use mupirocin batrobans. These are effective against bacteria. For bacterial infection, and for antifungal creams for fungal infection, usually oral antifungal therapy such as itraconazole, Sporanox, terbinafine, Damicil for effective treatment. These are recommendations on healthline.com. Keratolytics such as topical benzoic peroxide may help those prone to folliculitis or pseudo folliculitis. Topical keratolytic include retinoid, salicylic acid, and alpha hydroxylic acid. This is the 201 video that I'll be showing on health issues relevant to that the medical laboratory scientists play a very important role in helping in diagnosis, and that you can watch more videos so that you stay healthy, more healthy and healthier than one could expect, living life long and enjoying the best of life.